its launch pad. Well, there was no big winner in last night's Powerball jackpot, but in Maryland, someone's $1 million richer. The Maryland Lottery says the $1 million winning ticket was sold at a convenience store in Sykesville. The ticket matched all 5 numbers except the Powerball. And since there was no jackpot winner in last night's lottery, the estimated jackpot for Wednesday's Powerball drawing is now $403 million. Well, representing the Wizards, John Wall in the NBA All-Star Game. Frank Hanrahan breaks it down ahead in sports.
No goalies, yes, because you're getting peppered. If you're a goalie.
Now, WUSA 9 Game On Sports with Frank Hanrahan. Brought to you by Xfinity.
Lots and lots and lots and lots of scoring and no defense at the NBA All-Star Game, but that's, of course, to be expected. Good to see Wizards guard John Wall, though, in New Orleans, repping the Washington Wizards as the West wins this one 192-182.
What?
Yes, 192-182. Anthony Davis, 52 points in front of his home crowd, plays for the Pelicans. As for John Wall, had 12 points, 4 assists for the East. Again, 192 points in the victory. College hoops, tough loss for the Terps. Fall at Wisconsin by 11. Maryland had a chance to move into a tie for first place in the Big Ten, not to be as they lose in Wisconsin. Georgetown bubble may have burst. Lose at Creighton wasn't even close. Lose by 17. In fact, Hoya is now 5-9 in Big East play. Some hockey for you. Caps on a back-to-back matinee. New York Rangers. Caps will lose 2-1. Consecutive losses for the first time in 2017 for the Caps. Full squad workouts underway down at West Palm Beach, led by this guy Bryce Harper for the Nationals. Coming up on Game On Overtime, we discuss expectations for the upcoming season. I think they are big, as they should be.
Absolutely. They did so well last time. Oh, almost got there.
Almost.
Yeah.
But you know what? Almost does not count.
Boom.
So if you picked him with a 182, you're still lost, right?
Jeez.
Hey, tomorrow not as warm. Enjoy your holiday 62. A little bit cool on Tuesday, but we're back above 70 Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We'll watch maybe some storms there by Friday night, Saturday before we cool off again.
You can get updates anytime in our WUSA9 app. Stick around because Game On Overtime is next with this guy. See ya.
This is Game On Overtime.
Pryor fires away and knocks down a three.
We are almost to March Madness, some big local hoop action. Georgetown was at Creighton and Maryland at Wisconsin. Can Melo Trimble lead the Terps to a big victory in the Big Ten? The Nationals, are they concerned about their starting and closing pitching?
That's just speculation as right now.
John Wall.
And the NBA All-Star Game with our own John Wall in the Big Easy. Coming up next on Game On Overtime.
Hey there, welcome to Game On Overtime. I'm Frank Hanrahan. It was All-Star Weekend in New Orleans after the NBA had a snoozer of an All-Star Saturday night. League needed a little juice from the All-Star game, which John Wall, the Wizards, was a reserve, of course, for the Eastern Conference. Taking on the West, over-under in this game was 353 points. Yeah, you should have taken the over. John Wall in his 4th straight All-Star game, and apparently they can all get along in the All-Star game. Kevin Durant setting up his old teammate Russell Westbrook for the alley-oop. Solid but not spectacular game. John Wall finishing with 12 points, 4 assists for the Wall Star. But the hometown crowd in New Orleans got a show from Anthony Davis, who broke Wilt Chamberlain's scoring record, 52 points. West beats the East 192-182. And joining me now, as always, Danny Rouillet, 106.7 The Fan. Half of Grant and Danny, 10 to 2 weekdays. We are here to talk Washington Wizards. It is the second half now of the unofficial NBA season. Wizards right now in the 3rd spot overall. They're chomping at the bit to get up to 2. But I say let's dare to dream. Let's go for that number 1 spot in the East.
It's nice, but I'd like that as well. But Cleveland will have something to say about that. They're going to be active around trade deadline time. I think Boston kind of holds all the cards when it comes to that. They've got a number of assets, good young players, and they've got a number of draft picks as well, including some from Brooklyn, courtesy of a terrible contract and terrible deal a couple years ago. But be that as it may, the Wizards are good. They need bench help. How do you get it? They're going to have to maybe part with a first-round pick. They lack the assets that a team like Boston might have here to make kind of a move, Frank. But the Wizards' starting 5 is good. You worry about the minutes, the heavy usage, and any injury. Any turned ankle kind of derails this thing. That 2 or 3 seed, good for me because it means you avoid the Celtics. You avoid the Cavaliers until the conference final.
Let's talk about what the Wizards should do in terms of the trade deadline. It is Thursday at 3 o'clock. I expect Ernie Grunfeld, the Wizards GM, to be on that phone making a lot of calls because they do need bench help, specifically backup point guard to help out John Wall and a scorer off the bench, maybe a Lou Williams from Los Angeles.
You might be able to solve both those needs with one move, as you alluded to. Lou Williams will be expensive. Teams are going to want that kind of scoring punch off the bench. Last time he guarded somebody, though, I think was the late 90s, and he's not very interested in that part of it. So that might hurt you there in that regard. But there are going to be some point guards available. Maybe a slide Trey Burke over to the 2, fewer minutes for Thomas Satoransky. That bench of the Wizards right now lacks scoring punch. It's a lot of one-on-one, a lot of standing around. They really come to a standstill without John Wall in the game, understandably so, because he's great. That backup point guard role, look for somebody like a Darren Collison or maybe even a scoring guard like a Will Barton from Denver who needs a first-round pick. There may be some names out there. Everyone's on the Lou Williams sweepstakes. Maybe a notch below might be more the niche for Ernie Grunfeld here.
We can talk all day about the play of John Wall. I was at that Oklahoma City game last Monday night. I thought he had the pass of the year between the legs for a slam dunk, and then they go on the road and they close out the Pacers. This is a team that's attitudinally much improved, and we expect them to win every time out now. This is something not even last year or 2 years ago we expected from this team.
That OKC win was a juggernaut situation where they ran him out of the gym in the second half. That Pacers win's almost more impressive to me, and I know it doesn't sound that way, but it was one of those very grown-up, we're the better team, and it's just a matter of time kind of wins, where they were going to win by 10 kind of no matter what. Every run, every flurry the Pacers had, it was calm, it was answered by that Wizards club. You're right, there's an expectation of winning that has not been here. Again, Scott Brooks is the catalyst for that. He is a heck of a coach.
5 seconds, Wizards make a move by Thursday?
I say yes. It may not be the one we have in mind, but I think they do something.
Danny Rouillet, 106.7 The Fan. Thank you, my friend.
You got it, buddy.
All right, some ice hockey. TJ Oshie and the Caps looking to avoid 2 straight losses for the first time in 2017. Not the start they were looking for. Ryan McDonough scores in the first. It is 1-0 Rangers. Caps answer in the second period on the power play. We've seen this a ton. Alexander Ovechkin scores it to tie the game at 1 apiece. Now in the third, off the face-off in the Cap zone, Matt Zuccarello beats Philip Grubauer, and that's your game winner. Caps lose at the Rangers 2-1. College hoops now. Maryland basketball has been great as an underdog on the road in Big Ten play. And that was a scenario they faced at Wisconsin on Sunday afternoon as the Terps started the day with a chance to move into first place and a tie with Purdue. Mark Turgeon and the Terps looking for a signature victory. Looking good early. Transition. Melo Trimble, the Euro step, gets the hoop. Terps were up 4, looking for a bit of an upset. Late first half, Melo hitting from outside as well, giving Maryland a 6-point lead at the break. Terps trying to get their first win against a ranked opponent. Second half, Maryland now down 6. Melo cuts a deficit in half. 27 points for the junior, but he was really the only Terp to show up Wisconsin putting the finishing touches on a big win. Nigel Hayes with the flush. Badgers beat the Terps 71-60. Afterwards, Mark Turgeon on the lack of production from his freshman.
Yeah, they couldn't get it going, but guys, we're down 5 with 5 to go. We're pretty good. Yeah, so those guys have been great. So we'll be all right. We'll regroup.